Today we on SlimTall Talks, episode 2 with my boy T. Reed in the building. What's up, T. Reed? What's good, man? How you living, bro?
Good, man. Good.
Oh, man. There's so much I want to ask you, but I'm going to stick to the script, right?
All right.
I'm going to stick to the script. So the first thing I want to ask is, like, tell people who you
are. So I'm Thomas Reed, born and raised in New York. Been through a long journey in my life. And I mean, you know how it goes. And yeah, football's been my life. Giving back to the kids and the community's been my life. So that's pretty much it.
So what part of New York? Upstate?
I was born in Long Island, but I lived out in Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn, Queens area, Bushwick, Cypress Ave.
Okay. So they play football there? Like, they really good at football?
Yes, bro. There's a lot of schools that are like that out there.
I thought it was just basketball because I really didn't know that y'all was nice like that. Because I'm from Florida. You know how we do.
Yeah, I have an idea. I'll give y'all credit. Y'all got a good state. But football like is big out there actually. Like lacrosse and baseball and all of that stuff is. Basketball's also a big sport out there. But football, like there's a lot of good schools out there. Boys and Girls Club. There's a couple of players that come out of Long Island. Definitely Queens, especially in the Jersey area. Like there's a lot of good talent on that coast.
Okay, I believe you. You know what I'm saying? I believe you. So is one of your goals to be in the Hall of Fame for your high school? What high school you went to, by the way?
I went to Deer Park High School.
So that one of your dreams to be in the Hall of Fame?
Something like that. I mean, my thing is to just continue to give back to the kids that are trying to follow that steps and get out of my high school. So last year I gave out my first scholarship. So,
really? Explain about that. Explain.
So I kind of went through like an interesting journey of like recruiting and trying to figure out how I'm gonna get to college and the finances of things. And there was a lot of athletes out of my high school, but I just want, now that I'm at a certain point in my life, I want to be able to kind of make that change for the young coming kids that are kind of in the same boat that I was in, almost 10 years ago. So, yeah, I decided to give out $1,000 to a kid's tuition to whatever college he decides to go to. And I do college recruiting for kids, helping them get into college, teaching parents and kids about how the recruiting process goes, from green shirts, gray shirts, red shirts, to like how to talk to coaches, how to reach out, what to look forward to, the business of unofficial and official visits, like everything. So I kind of give that breakdown, and then once he kind of gives me a understanding of like where that kid wants to go to school, wherever he goes, I just send that check to and kind of help him out for whatever he needs, books, food, tuition, housing, whatever.
Wow. So what's it called?
It's just called the Thomas Reed III Senior Scholarship.
Thomas Reed III Senior Scholarship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man. So have you done anything out here? Like, I would love to collaborate, do some things with SlimTall, if you don't mind.
Oh, most definitely. We could definitely put something together. There's a lot of kids that I mentor out here and give back to. A lot of kids, like I'll teach them how to watch film or give them a nutrition program. I do a lot of the sports performance training and stuff with them. So there's probably about a good 6 high schools that I work with out here where kids go to those schools. So, I mean, I'm down to do something like that. We can get together and talk to some coaches and try to make this work.
I'm very interested in your networking skills. Like, I ain't never seen nobody. I understand that New York mentality, but your networking skills is like, why you ain't talk to this person? Like, that person could be the next person to bring you to them. Like, can you explain your networking skills and why you do what you do as far as meeting people?
So I try not to hound people and be in people's faces all of the time, but at the end of the day, when it comes to building resource and building network, I always think of the bigger picture for things, and I think of the necessities. So when you kind of present the necessities to someone else that they can probably benefit from, it somehow will benefit you, whether it's from that person or whoever. I believe in God, so like whatever God puts in my life, it'll come back. So I just kind of have those conversations, and some people sometimes get drawn to me, or I get drawn to them, and just sparks conversation.
So how do you know, like, do you get like a intuition, but like, I think this person can really help me in my journey?
I'm more of the helpful person, but eventually at some point, somebody will come to me and be like, hey, I know this person that has this, or I know somebody that has been part of this. Would this benefit you? And there's times I have no idea if it will benefit me or not, but I'm still open to it, so I'll try something new. I'm very open-minded. I'm very kind of optimistic, some people say, but that's just kind of the realm of it. I just kind of build that network and kind of help people out as much as I can.
Like, you're being real shy about it. I think you would have dumbed it down a little bit, but it's okay. I'm going to dig a little bit more. Because what I noticed, and you have more sponsorships, more connections than people that's in the league right now. Like, am I boosting? I'm telling the truth.
I guess you can say it's 50-50.
Can you tell them what type of sponsorships that you have and right now?
So I work with a company called Momentous. They do protein and supplements and things like that. NSF certified, so everything's clean. It's organic for all athletes or bodybuilders or whoever. MyFitFoods is a great company that I've been working with for a while. Bear Blends, they're a company that does acai bowls and smoothies, organic and vegan, stuff like that, healthy foods like that. They're based out of New York, but they have a couple locations, which is including Colorado. Teach Hanley is a skincare product for men. Trying to think of who else. I have a good handful.
But how do you get these? If somebody's looking right now, how can they get these same type of sponsorships or anything that you have like right now? Like MyFitFoods, for example. How do one?
It's kind of one of those things where, like I said, you got to find out what your necessities are and then provide necessities to them. And eventually that business relationship becomes a personal relationship, and then the sky's the limit from that point on. You know, so like with MyFitFoods, I was just a regular customer that walked in, but then they kind of seen what my life entailed, and I started to help them out. I was a trainer. I bring my athletes in there to make sure that they have the resources because it helped me. So if it helps me, I help my kids, and then it helps them out. And you can continue to build that relationship with a lot of people, and at that point, they're like, hey, I know somebody that may be useful for you. I don't know if they are, but here, I want to present this person to you. Okay, cool. And then you build that network with that person, and it just trickles down and goes on and on and on.
So what would be the time frame, you would say? Or does it vary?
There is really no time frame. Everybody's personalities are different. Everybody's thought processes are different. Experiences are different. And it's one of those things where now respect has to come into that play, because I might work with you and you might say, hey, you know what, I trust this person after, let's just say 2 months. And now we built that business relationship, and then we go into the personal after 2 months. But I might do the same for someone else, and it might take them 6 to 7 months. It might take somebody else a year. That's just the realm of business, but that's the realm of relationships and understanding who you're dealing with at the same time too.
Dang, it's just business aspect. That's what I'm talking about. Entrepreneur. That's what I'm talking about.
It's one of my degrees.
One of your degrees? So what college did you go to?
I went to Adams State University in Alamosa, Colorado. I went there for my junior and senior year.
And what conference they in?
RMAC, Rocky Mountain Conference.
Rocky Mountain. Wait a minute.
CSU Pueblo, Colorado School of Mines.
Did y'all beat CSU Pueblo?
My junior year, I believe we did, and then my senior year, my junior year we lost, I think, and then my senior year, I think we did.
You get a sack? You get a sack? Nah. No sack?
Nah.
A hurry?
I mean,
TFL?
I was making plays in college.
You making plays?
Whenever I had my opportunity on the field, I was making my plays.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you about, since you in this journey of you, how many teams you tried out for? Let's talk about that first.
Oh boy, probably well over 7 or 8 teams.
7 to 8 teams,
and that's just probably NFL alone. CFL, there's a couple of teams, and then FCF, Fan Control Football League, who I signed to in 2022. The XFL, I just tried out for them in Arizona this year. So, couple different teams, couple different leagues. I've been around the way.
So, what's the difference between indoor football, outdoor football? Is it a big difference?
Yeah, there's a big difference. I mean, just kind of putting talent aside, the game itself is a lot different. The speed is different. The quality of play is different. The field is obviously a lot smaller, so the pace of everything that's happening is a lot faster. You know, the adjustments have to be extremely quick, you know. But I mean, you know how it is playing outdoor. Outdoor, you're in bigger spaces, more ground to cover, depending on your position and responsibility. The talent is unlimited. The help is unlimited, you know, so it's always a realm of you make plays or you don't, you know. In the arena, you have the wall that helps you make plays, things like that. So it's a big difference, but there's talent across the board in every league.
So what league you think has the most talent? CFL, Mexican League, or the Fan Control?
I'll probably say it's equal. It's probably all equal across the board because there's a lot of guys. I mean, from the business aspect of it, you know, bounce around from place to place. You know, there's guys who go to the NFL, go to Canada, dominate in Canada, or there's guys who are starting off in Canada, have to go to XFL. Like the talent is always varying depending on where your opportunities lie and where your goals are. I mean, I assume everybody's goal is to make it to the NFL, but to make it there, let alone to stay there, is probably one of the hardest things and hardest jobs that's out there. So there's talent all across the board. I think it's just about where the opportunities lie for certain people and where they're at.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna switch it up one more time.
Okay.
So you're a poet too, as well, right? yeah, we getting them today.
Yes, yeah, I do poetry.
Can we get a sample today?
Oh no.
Come on now, come
sorry.
on. This a little snippet.
Nah.
We can't get that.
No snippets.
I don't understand. Like you have all this talent. Why won't you show?
I mean, if anybody's open to seeing, they got to come out to an open mic.
Okay, when?
So there's a couple different spots out here in Colorado. You got Wolf Wednesdays. Jazzy Wolf, she runs it. She's really dope at what she does. Open mic for music and poetry. And then you have the Norican Poet Cafe. That's in Denver. That's a dope spot. Great drinks, some food, and everybody's just vibing. Great vibes to do poetry there. When I was in New York, I went to the Norican Poet Cafe when I was in college. So I used to perform out there. There's a couple spots in Jersey, just random places and stuff like that. So you'll find me eventually performing somewhere.
But not on here. So can we get a T Reed part 2 so we can see you live?
I'll consider that.
You consider that?
I'll probably say I'll give you 80%. I'll give you 80% on that. I'm down for that. Just not now.
Just not now. I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
So how did you hear about SlimTall?
So I heard about it from you. I mean, we trained together. You know, been cool for a while. Tell me about your brand and the purpose of it and the fit of how it was going to be beneficial to the community and stuff. And I thought the message was dope. I thought the connection to people who can relate to even just the verbiage of the company's name was dope. So then I started to see what you were doing, and it was taking off, man, and got nothing but love and happiness for you, man.
I appreciate that. That's love.
I heard it from you, man, and I hope it takes off even bigger than what it is every day.
Yeah, you already know that. That's love. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm going to wrap it up. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, having a family eventually of my own someday, you know.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Wait, you said a family?
You said 5 years, so yeah, 5 years.
Is she gonna?
Yeah. She is.
She gonna act accordingly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same
All right.
goes for me.
I'm sorry. Keep
Same
going.
goes for me.
Keep going.
But eventually having a family, being stable. I mean, hopefully I'll get to accomplish my dream at some point within the next 5 years of making it to the league, whether it's Canada, NFL, something like that. And constantly just continue giving back to the community, you know, trying to help out as many people as I can, give a good purpose to life as much as I can, help out these kids, put them in better situations than I ever was in, help them avoid a lot of the situations that I've experienced, and just kind of find my peace eventually.
Find your peace. T. Reed, this is a wrap. T. Reed, talking about he's going to find his peace.
Eventually.
In 5 years, huh?
Hopefully.
We're going to look back on this and we're going to be like, yeah, T. Reed, you did say this. You know what I'm saying? You did say this.
I did.
But yeah, we're going to wrap it up. This is T. Reed with SlimTall Volume 2.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Tell me to be quick. That's it.